And of course, before I go on, I'd like to say thank you to all our speakers who have ensured that we get knowledge is passed to us. Like I repeat, and I define, teachers are like candles. They burn themselves out to lighten the way for others. Thank you so much, our speakers. Please a round of applause for all our speakers. Thank you. Thank you for burning out yourself to lighten the way for. We have the old national anthem and the what? New old national anthem. It is only 9 currencies, yes or yes? We have the old currency and we spend it together. It is only in Nigeria that a married man will be complaining that his girlfriend is cheating on him. Yes or yes? Okay, let me tell you this about Nigeria. It's only in Nigeria that a rich Hausa man is called what? Alaji. And a poor Hausa man is called what? Aboki. And you say Mala. Alright. It is only in Nigeria that you enter a Nigerian home and you open the fridge. And when you see a bucket of ice cream or a cup of ice cream, what will be inside? Tomato. Fine inside. Alright, I believe that's why I tell you I'm proud to be in Nigeria anywhere, you know. It's only Nigeria that you buy a dog and you name the dog Tiger. Yes or yes? Alright.
Okay, so for the health stand that we have at the back, it's totally free. So you can actually walk up there and consult. Its consultation is free. In case you were thinking maybe you have to pay. I think all the groups are done now. So please, can you please settle down for those of us at the back of the hall? So we can continue with the program of events.
So now we'll move straight to the keynote speech. Yes, redefining leadership for a thriving innovation, integrity, and inclusion. We have in the house the Executive and Director General of Oyo State Agribusiness Development Agency, OISADA. Dr. Nebo Akode, please would like to bring you up on stage in the media. You may please go ahead and do. Please don't stop clapping. Thank you.
Dr. Nebo Akode is a distinguished international development leader with over 20 years of strategic leadership experience, specific focus on public policy, new business development, and private sector engagement in agribusiness for economic development. He has senior management experience in all 3 institutions of work, the public, private, and development sectors. At the highest corporate and governance levels, as the only Nigerian member of the IRT senior management team and the director of the Partnership for Delivery Unit of the International Institute of Tropical Agriculture, IIT. A renowned, globally respected agricultural development organization reaching 5 sub-regions and 17 countries in Africa. His portfolio includes leading all agricultural strategies that embed private sector initiatives in agricultural development programs in Africa, including industrial agriculture.
Can you stand up for the very well? Okay, if you don't know him, I will want most of you to check who he is, and I will tell you the reason why. The second person is Dr. Wole Olado. Of course, I believe almost all of you will know him. Can you stand 1 occasion, 2 occasions, 3 occasions? 1 occasion, 2 occasions, 3 occasions. And in each of these periods, you overcome with ease. And in each of these periods, you overcome with ease. First thing is clear, you must have God. And the second thing is clear, you must be a man that has strategy. He has God. I do recognize it. So we gather not just to talk about leadership, but to redefine it. We stand at the moment in history where old model of leadership are no longer enough. The world is more interconnected and changing faster than ever before. Through technology, climate change, cultural transformation,
two different
and
places.
deepening global interdependence. So, the main question that always comes to my mind is, who will lead? And who should lead?
The same channel, different.
How must we lead to build a thriving global
Different
system? Starting to speak about innovation, integrity, and inclusion. As Nelson Mandela reminded us, it is in your hands to create a better world for all who live. It's not just a theoretical framework that we build. We something that's realistic in human essence. You to have invited him to come here as your keynote speaker. By the way, I just ran out of the legal meeting for me. He's aware of that. It is the director's meeting of the whole of the IIT. It's still ongoing. They're on break now, and I took my break to come in. And I apologize to them that I will extend for another 1 hour. Once I finish here, I jump back to go and join them in that meeting again. It shows to you how important this meeting is to me. For me, one of the in line are people that are referred to as the young leaders. Much more than often the word youth and but for me, it is much more important that every young person starts seeing themselves as a young leader. You are a leader in your own right. A leader in your own right. And why did I say this? There is something. And why did I say this? There is something that is referred to as a of an Anglican or Methodist church that you can refer to as mentors. They had impacts. And I wanted to do it in my own little way. And you know what I did? I actually went to a theological college in England. I was in the Methodist seminary college. And I studied there, thinking that I would become a priest. And at a point in time, I came across what they could refer to as the Bacterian theology. And what that thing does to me changed my life completely. At that point in time, I do understand too well that my interest in transforming humanity is not necessarily by standing behind the pulpits. That I want at the point in time to ensure that I serve God by serving humanity. And that changed the whole course of my life. I was offered scholarship to finish my course in theology, but I declined. And I went to go and do what I did today, that lead to what I am today. But I thank God for it. But there is a but. At every single stage of my life, at that point in time, that I have the same youth leader, I was given the opportunity to lead at that point in time. And my engagement as a youth leader at that particular point in time actually helped in building my soft skills up to today. Many of those soft skills that will never be taught in school. As a matter of fact, if I have to employ somebody among you now to a job, and I'm not even hypothetical, let me say that I did an advert for a position, one position, and 1,525 people applied for that position. For me to make a selection, I had 7 of them that had first class. You must see how difficult it is to recruit for that position. What made a little difference between the person that got the job and those that didn't get it was that person has diverse soft skills that could be added to the technical knowledge that was reflected in the CV as a result of his academics. So the point I'm making here is that soft skills are mostly developed when you exercise your leadership skills in your domain of influence at different points in time. And I experienced that. As a youth leader, I have mentioned to you, that was where I had the first opportunity in my life to have a public engagement, public speaking. I remember very well. I stood in front of a crowd like maybe not up to this, and I was wondering whether I was talking or the angels were talking, because I couldn't hear myself. I was so scared to the point where I was talking and I couldn't even hear myself. But over time, I developed the skills and it became one of my strengths today. Today, I never learned it once within the academic environment. Again, those domains that you have today, are you gradually looking at it and exercising all those soft skills as well to build yourself up to the point whereby when you have a bigger responsibility, you will be able to do it better. As I was going into my academic years, I knew what happens today will happen. I knew that I was going to become an advisor to somebody one day. I'd known that over 25 years ago. I told myself that if I would do anything in the public space, I will never be an advisor that be advised. What I mean is the prior knowledge of the areas that I call my specialty. Why am I going to be an advisor if I don't have the superior knowledge of the area where I'm going to be the advisor? And this is exactly what is playing out today. So, if people say, I have that relationship with His Excellency again in this position that I have, that is one of the reasons. Because there has to be a value to that position that is given to you. I consistently ensure that I relate to be what I said I would be. It doesn't mean that your bosses will not have superior arguments. Don't get me wrong. You will have bosses that will have superior arguments and you override your decisions and things like that. But then within your conscience, you will have known that you have done the best within the global framework that is existing. Is that what necessary now within your own domain of influence? Necessary now within your own domain. Or all what we do is to just sit and criticize. I tell some of my young people that are working with me now, I said, it is no longer a Luther period. You are finished from the university. Leave a Luther alone. Leave a Luther alone. Leave Luther alone. Concentrate on skill building that will develop your nation. Deming and fighting and doing Luther is the same time that we all don't have more than 24 hours in one day. So if you don't utilize your 24 hours the way it's supposed to be utilized, then what do you think will happen? And the Bible says time and chances happen to them all. That you have. For me, one of the most valuable things in life is time. So now that you have those domain of influence, what are you using your time to do with it? Is it the time that you are using to do things that are not beneficial for you as a human being, that will build your skills for tomorrow?
That's the last time I
Or you are using the time to think properly as to what are the skill sets that need to be developed today for you to be greater tomorrow? And by the way, I believe that this generation are the most privileged in my own opinion. Because in the days when we were growing up, even at the university's level, something that as basic as you using computer to track to type, if we are going to submit your thesis, you will have to go and meet one old man in Okeado that will be telling you that he doesn't have any time because you already have so many other things to type. And you will beg him with all your money for him to type your thesis for you. You have your computer today, meaning that the real time information are in your hand. It is not just you have a computer, you have the internet and you have all on your phone. How much of this information are you accessing to your own benefit? Using your time to train. When people tell me, oh, we need training, I said, have you accessed what is free online first? So many things that is free online for your learning. Are we using that time to build ourselves and develop ourselves so that we can develop those necessary skill sets within the domain of influence that we have now so that we store also for the future? We need to consistently look into that as we are growing in our different areas of life. Leadership begins with personal integrity. Warren Buffett once said, it takes 20 years to build a reputation and 5 minutes to build it. I will repeat that again. takes 20 years to 5 minutes to do what? To ruin it. What are you doing about your reputation today? And that is very, very related to your soft skills as well. If we say 5 o'clock, is it 5 o'clock? If I have to come and have a meeting with me by 3 o'clock, is it 3 o'clock? Or you are one of the people that will be called, I will be late. We are fixing for 3 o'clock. You sat at home between morning till 3 o'clock. You could as well have called me by 12 or 2 or 1. That is integrity. Something as small as that are the things that people look into when we are trying to make a choice of a leader. Integrity does matter. When we put you in a position and you are supposed to deliver something, is this something that you take as a priority? Or you just see it as one of those things? I can assure you, people are watching you. You may not know. People are watching you. You may not know. While people consistently complain that they don't have a job, I dare say that every stage of my life, I have to make a choice between 2 or 3. I have to make a choice between 2 or 3. And at the same time, I know colleagues that will be saying that they are looking for jobs. And I know what distinct me with others. Mostly it's not just my academic qualification. I'm not one that has a PhD or doctorate. There are many of us that have developed that includes this integrity that I've mentioned. No one, no matter how brilliant you are, wants to put somebody that does not have integrity in the position of responsibility. Integrity matters. Integrity is the anchor of leadership. It is the quiet force that earns trust, stabilize institutions, and inspire followership. In a world overwhelmed by misinformation, corruption, and short-term thinking, integrity has become revolutionary. Leadership is not about title, position, or floor charts. It is about one life influencing another. I remember very well. Remember I mentioned that I was supposed to be in a theological school. I got a scholarship, I didn't follow it through. And I went to another school to go and study international development. And I will never ever forget that. And I had a professor that came to us with a bunch of young African students that were in that university. And he said, I know you guys like qualifications, you like papers. He said, but I want to tell you something today. Don't come to this school because you want to make a first class. Come to this university because you want to gain knowledge. They are two different things entirely. And that by virtue of knowledge that you get, you will be better even in your academics than anybody else. That was exactly what happened to me, and that still remains with me till today. Knowledge remains to be my number one, not the qualification. And that knowledge has spiraled me in the kind of... It is not about title. Check today, and I dare say, with all sense of humility, most of our academics here locally, and most, not all, don't get me wrong. The moment you have your doctorate, they think that is the end of academics. They stop working. They stop researching. As a matter of fact, and I dare say you can do your research, so-called highly preferred title holders, especially in the academics. Go and look at where they are publishing their papers. What we refer to as predator journals in IIT, Indian Journal of, Pakistan Journal of, Indonesia Journal of. There's something they refer to as a Thompson Journal. Check how many Nigerians professors have their journals within that Thompson Journal and make your own conclusion. Because when we have that title, it's about title for us. Professor, doctor. Is that what we truly need? No. It is the knowledge behind what you are professing that matters, not the title that you are holding.
Integrity means choosing what is right, even when no one is watching. It means holding yourself to a higher standard, not because you must, but because you can. If you check my hand, free handle, you call it, what you will see there consistently are two things. One, I am made by grace. And the second one, a man dies in him that remains silent in the midst of tyranny. I will never become quiet in the midst of tyranny. I will speak out in the midst of tyranny. Holding yourself to a higher standard, not because you must, but because you can. Integrity means governing with transparency, fairness, and accountability. A thriving global system cannot stand on shaky moral ground. It requires leaders whose actions consistently match their words. Leaders who understand that ethics is not optional but essential. Your integrity will speak for you long before your resume does. Guide it, nurture it, lead it with it. I will repeat that again. Long before your resume does. Guide it, nurture it, lead. Who asks why do you dress well? I said not because I like dressing, but because people will have taught me before they know what is
Globally. And many of these countries globally. And many of these countries have been told not less than an hour 4 to 5 times. Do you know what? I've traveled with a lot of young Nigerians. And I always mostly feel disappointed. Why did I say that? You're traveling, you have your hair unkept, you have wearing slippers, you wear something that is like one kind, and the way you even look your feet, and then you now say that immigration stop you. It will stop you. It really see I don't know how to interpret that in English for those that are not okay, maybe your outward determines how you are dressed. As the pastor will say, they will say the way you dress and the way you are dressed. It is true. And you need to show yourself in that manner. Please, younger people. It is not about being expensive. When I was in the university in the UK, I had only 2 trousers. But those 2 trousers, they are not blue black coats. You will see them well ironed, and I made literally 2 trousers. But I dressed well because I knew. One, I was only black student. Sorry, I was the second black student in that college. It is always predominantly higher class white papers on a. I'm not a Muslim. My father said, I'm not a Muslim. My father sent me to Islamic mission, the school that he knows that the mission is about Islam. And the younger ones, 3 of them went to Ansarudin secondary school. It was deliberate, it was a strategy, and the strategy worked well, and it's working well for me now. And then I went to Methodist High. I mean, come on. And later went to theological college to study theology and Islamic studies. Do you know what? These are played well for me today and before. Check history, you can Google that. I designed something for the British government in Nigeria called Climate and Faith in 2008, 2009. This was given an award by the United Nations. I still have the award. And this climate and faith became a major issue around climate change. And climate change is popular now. Then the research that was done by Toxin Foundation shows that a lot of climate change issues then were associated with sin. People say, God is punishing us because of the sin now. That is why we're having climate change issues. And because of that, we design what is part of climate and faith. And you know what I mean? I then had a responsibility to bring together faith leaders across Africa in one location in Abuja. Christian leaders from 14 countries, and other faiths as well. My knowledge in Islam helped me a lot during this period. Beyond that, and the Pentecostal Fellowship of Nigeria, Reverend Orisha, and the Cardinal Onayekon now raised to a higher height in cabinet. And I led the four of them to have a meeting with Prince Charles in England. My knowledge of Islam and Christianity helped me to manage those relationships. It is helping me now as well. Why am I saying this? Allow them to use religion and ethnicity to divide you, and you go low because and ethnicity for you, they don't remember the two when they have to do business. When their children are getting married, they don't remember the two. When they want to go into a kind of a business, they never remember they are Muslim or Christians. I'll give you a typical example of that. As many of you ever noted who is the best friend of Dangote? Is Otedola. Otedola is a Christian and Yoruba. Dangote is a Muslim and Northerner. That will teach you a lesson. I don't think we can make reference to leadership today in Nigeria and won't refer to two of them at the point in time. Allow them to deceive you. All these people that are using religion and ethnicity. A call to action. And I'll quickly tell you before my call to action. I said I have 5 minutes more. The call to action is this, or before that, I'll tell you a little about myself. I like the accolade. I like the way the recitation was done. Everything that was said in that recitation were true. They were facts. I had them. It's true. But it is easy to look at all those great work that has been done today without understanding my journey. And much more than often, what people does is to tell you those great things that they have achieved without letting you know their journey. I will give you a snippet into the journey of my life. I finished secondary school at the age of 15. I was the youngest in the whole of my sex. But I did not see the back door of a tertiary institution until 9 years after. Can I repeat that? I finished secondary school at the age of 15. I was youngest in my sex, but I do not see the back door of a tertiary institution until 9 years after. Meaning I was probably roaming the streets. There's nothing I didn't do. The only thing I did do is to steal. And I was having a discussion with His Excellency a couple of days ago, and I said, I don't know why people always see me from this border, I say, don't break angle. I said, if people really know who I am, they will be afraid. The reality is that I was on the street for 9 years. I sold bread in the street, I ran, like people ran to sell bread around and wherever you can call it. But I didn't lose my vision about who I want to become in life. Today, I have 5 diplomas, several certificates, 1 master's, 2 masters, 1 degree, and a PhD. Can you imagine somebody with a 9 years break, and you still have that at the end of the day? But what did stop in my life within that period of time was for me to remember that at every single stage of my life, I have that domain of influence. I need to build my self-skills. I need to remember that integrity does matters. And I need to consistently think on issues and ensure that I do not allow the fleeting things of this world, including things and the religion and ethnicity, to be that thing that bar me from thinking wider or making relationships with generations. Today, I can choose not to walk tomorrow. I'm telling you for real. I've invested enough for the rest of my life, for my children, myself and my wife. Barack Obama reminds us, the best way not to feel hopeless is to get up and do something. Youths are not the leaders of tomorrow. You are the leaders of today. Don't let anybody deceive you. You are founding startups, shaping communities, challenging norms, influencing policies, and using technology to improve lives. The future will not be handed to you. You must build it. As you redefine leadership, remember, let innovation be your strategy. Let integrity be your identity. Let inclusion be your legacy. Let excellency be your habit. Let sustainability be your compass. The just, peaceful, prosperous world we desire depends on the choices you make today. It will be shaped by the choice you make. And that choice should start now. Thank you very much.
A round of applause for Dr. Jacob. Thank you very much, sir. Please keep clapping for him to his first 3 6. Thank you, sir. Okay. So we've been told, expand your worldview. Be curious. Ask questions. Read far and wide. Use your time wisely. Strategize so you can situate yourself in the right circles with the right people. Remember, nobody will serve you breakfast on a platter of gold. Also, let us stop using religion and ethnicity to deceive ourselves. Critical notes to take info, critical words to take back home, so we can run with them. Thank you very much again, Dr. Deba. Quickly, we'll be moving on to the business pitch and interaction with mentors. Okay, just one person stand up and say what we are talking about. Is there a problem? One person. Oh, okay, lunch is on the way. Trust me, lunch is coming. We hear you. Lunch is coming. I put calling your name. Can you please signify by raising your hands? Like I said, lunch will be here shortly. I promise. Thank you.
Okay, as you hear your name, kindly raise your hands up. First, Vincent Olatunji. Vincent Olatunji, are you here? Are you here? Kindly signify.
Is that a Vincent here? Olatunji? Where is Vincent? Oh, okay. Thank you. Abayami Joshua. Okay, there he is. Thank you. Please stand by and be prepared.
The third person, Doyin Shobanke.
Doyin Shobanke.
As a number.
Okay, please be prepared.
Samson Timtope. And the fifth, Taufik Sunday. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Next, we'll be calling on judges. When you hear your name, please kindly join us here on the white chairs. We'd like to call on Pastor Demola Adebile, Pastor in charge of Province 12, RCCG Oyo. A round of applause for him, please. Pastor or Dr. Demola Adebile. He's one of the mentors. Okay, so if he's not in the hall, we'd like to call him. Oh, okay, sir. Please, can you join us the podium? Yes, please. A round of applause for him, please. Thank you, sir. Pastor Toyin Oshinowo. Pastor Toyin Oshinowo. A round of applause for her, please. She's the regional manager at Stanbic IBTC Bank. All right, Mrs. Ayobolade, FCA. Mrs. Ayobolade, FCA. Round of applause for her, please. Mrs. Foluke Adebi, she's Executive Advisor to the Oyo State Governor on New Cities and Town Development. Mrs. Foluke Adebi. Okay, so if she's not here, we'll move on to the next person. Dr. Helen Adenichi, Manager, Organizational Development, IRTA. A round of applause for her, please. Thank you. Is Dr. Lumide Opewo here? A round of applause for him, please. He's one of the judges. Thank you. Mrs. Caroline Omotosho. Is she here, please? Okay, so we have 5 judges, 5 mentors, and you'll be judging the 5 persons that are going to be coming with their pitches, with their proposals, they're going to be pitching their business proposals. And you'll be using this.
Okay, so can we have Vincent Olatunji here? Mr. Vincent Olatunji. Vincent Olatunji. Mr. Vincent Olatunji, can we have you? So you'll be giving us business and that's unique. A round of applause, that way.
Hey.
Hello, good afternoon, everyone. My name is Olatunji Vincent, and I am one of the builders of something we like to call I-Factor. So I'd like to tell you a little bit about I-Factor. Or let me start out this way. Let me tell you about something that we all as